but I'm like,
Warning, the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Welcome to Everythin Yet Nothin. Here's a hillbilly in eyeshadow who's looking fabulous and talking about anything yet something. Get ready to chew on a blade of sweet grass and talk about a variety of LGBTQ topics to the lifestyle of a gay hillbilly. Watch out, folks. These hills don't just got eyes. They got themselves a vodcast. Now, here's T-Roy.
Hey, welcome to Everything and Nothing. Well, tonight, do we not have a great show? Of course we do. We do every Thursday, and if you don't see it, then you're missing out. You need to watch it, because it's really good. Sometimes it's something that you want, and sometimes it's like something you're not sure about. But
everything.
Come check it out.
But
We have
nothing at all.
everything. And yeah. So if you perhaps want to be on here to share your story worldwide, I would love to use my platform to do so. So please reach out to me. I don't care what your story is or whatever. It's your story. And I would love to hear it because, I don't know, it's just something I always like to do is learn about people. And, you know, there are so many people out there. Tonight, by the way, we have JoJo.
Hi!
Fabulous JoJo. I mean, oh my God. He
You
is
guys all know me.
absolutely
Fine.
wonderful. One hell of a guy. Like, if you've ever met him, you'll never forget him because he is absolutely fabulous on the inside and on the out. A lot of people come up to him for a lot of, talking to that because he knows he's been there. If not, then he's heard or he's, self-taught and taught. So he is freaking phenomenal. He helps so many people. He helps beautiful kids. And I don't know. He's my best friend. He's my brother, our brother. We love him to death. There's so many other people in Branson that love him to death. And Springfield. And I'm sure everywhere that you've went, you've met somebody that just fell in love with you because you just attract them.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. So we are talking about how it is to be gay. And, back in the day gay and today gay. That was almost a rhyme. And you gotta come and check it out because it's just awesome. Hello, Brendan.
Hi!
What's up? Hello, Michael Clifford. Love you too.
Hello!
Oh, here, let me share.
I miss Michael. I haven't seen him
I
in a long
know.
time.
That's since the drag show. Or no.
No, it was since the drag show.
show.
I was supposed to. He had a get together one time that I was
Yes.
supposed to go to, but
We
I was
went,
busy.
and you didn't come.
I know. busy.
But
Busy these days.
you're busy, and that's totally understandable because as of today, I mean, it's just busy. JoJo is a hero for all you do with the youth in our community. And yes, you are absolutely right.
Well, thank
Hi,
you.
Daniel.
Somebody has to do it.
Yeah, and I love you because I think on the inside like you feel on helping the youth and just helping the LGBT and just everybody that needs to be helped.
Well,
There is-
everything I do is for the next generation. Is what I help.
Absolutely. I mean, the next generation is going to be here when we're not.
Yeah.
And we need to show them and teach them and, the right ways of life. Whether you like it or not, and whether you have accepted it or not, it's the right way. And that's the way that feels the best to you. And it's positive, always positive. You don't want to teach negative because that's just not right.
Yeah.
You know, there's going to be plenty of that already. So why teach it? You know, I didn't understand that growing up, going to school myself, but they had their little things back in the day. Of course, I am ancient, but baby, I look good for being ancient. I mean, check this out. I mean, come on now.
I'm not too far
I look
behind you.
30. I know you're like 20. I love you. So yeah.
Add a couple 15 years.
Oh, whatever. So old. I'm so glad that you're saying you're old because, honey, I'm not old. I'm just so beautiful and young. So, growing up in Branson and Missouri, I mean, I just growing up, I didn't know much about LGBT. I didn't know much about gay or lesbian or anything because we really didn't hear much about any sexuality or anything like that. And I'm sure that it was out there.
Yeah.
But
it was just very don't ask, don't
don't ask, don't tell.
Behind
it was a small town.
Yeah.
So, you know, that's just why talk about it, I guess. And it kind of sucked because being gay and being grown up in a small town, it was just hard to figure out what the hell gay is and was.
I didn't come out until I was 27 years old, so
yeah, well, I was 20, 21. And that wasn't easy. Like, I tried coming out at 18. But my mama, oh, no, that wasn't a good idea. And she didn't like it, and she didn't want to, like, hear about it or anything. So I didn't push it. And then, you know, I continued to live this quote, unquote, straight life.
The normal.
Yeah, the normal. There you go. Thank you very much. I like that better than the straight line. But anyways, you know, the normal.
What does that even mean?
But yeah, and that's every day back then. And then whenever I was 20, I was just tired. And I was like, you know, I am tired of living a lie. I want to live my own life. I want to be who I am. I want to show who I am. You know, because I knew that within all of us, there's our own beauty. And why not live and show that beauty by every part of you? Attitude, looks, you know, senses, whatever. Be the positive you, because that is what makes you radiate and shine.
You know, it's so exhausting to pretend to be something that you're not.
It is, and it was. Like, it really drained me.
Yeah.
Every day that I had to go to school or go to town or whatever, I knew that I was different. I knew that I was gay. But I couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't show who I was. I had to put on a front. Or try to. It was hard because, hello, I'm gay.
Oh, yeah.
And, and I showed it. I've shown it all my life.
Every time
and I
tell
got
my
teased
friends,
about it too.
I got something important to talk about. They're like, "You're coming out." We know, and I'm like, "No, that's not what's happening. Like, that is not at all." What
most
is
of them were like, "Oh my god, I know." And I'm like, "Shut up! This is me, okay?
This is my story.
My story, and I want you
yours.
to be like, not even realize, but what? I thought you were straight. I mean, come on, man."
I remember my dear friends, Crystal and Natalie. I used to hang out with their daughter
They're
and
so
go to their
awesome.
house and hang out with the younger siblings. Like, I was kind of adopted in the family. And when I first started coming and hanging around, the kids were like, "He's gay, right?" And they're like, "No, like, he's got a girlfriend and he's got a girl he's talking to." And they're like, "Well, we're pretty sure he's gay. We better not let people know we're gay." And Natalie put it in the best terms possible. She said, "He does not identify. He does not identify as gay, and it's his story to write. It's his page to turn." And that's just something that's always stuck with me since I came out. Is like, this is my story. Like, I am, everything in my life has been lined up for me, and like growing up in the church and trying to live that normal straight life and do what God wants you to do.
That's draining on its own.
It literally, like, it's, you know, it's one of those things, like, things were chosen for me.
Right.
And, you know, I had to act a certain way and do a certain thing because of the way that people perceived me and wanted me to act.
And wanted
So when I kicked that door open, it was like, oh my gosh, this is the most beautiful thing in the whole entire world. I don't have to pretend. Like, I get to live my life. I get to be unapologetically
absolutely
me.
Just be who the hell you is. Because that's what I was after, you know. And I told my mom, which I know that there is like easy people to talk to and to come out to, and then there was the really hard ones, which is usually the parents. Mostly I figure the dad usually has something to do with it instead of the female mom.
Yeah.
And so my mom didn't take it very well, but she was from an era that it just wasn't there. You know, and she was ignorant to the truth, not to mean that in a bad way.
Right.
Just, you know, some people are just ignorant and they need to know that they're not ignorant. You just got to learn.
Well, and a lot of times people, I mean, it's true that people are afraid of things that they don't understand. You know?
Yeah.
And, you know, I can almost put myself in your mom's, you know, headspace. Like, you're her little boy. Like, her world is crashing down.
Yeah,
like, you're not gonna be able to have
her grandbabies.
Like,
she didn't want me to go outside. She didn't want me to like walk down Main Street and show my feminine side or my gay side. She said, and I'm like, but that's who I am, and that's why I'm doing this. So you can either accept me and love me for who I am, or you're not going to have a part of my life.
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't want to have a part of that life. And I was like, that's fine. But you're not going to have a part of me because this is who I am. I'm coming out, so accept it. And so it took her like 6 months.
But in the end, she came around because you were her baby.
She came around. But I told her, I was like, you need to look into it because you are my mother and you're not supposed to judge your kids, your children, your son. You know, learn about it. Teach yourself about it. It's life. I'm not the only gay guy on this earth. And it was like, it was horrible because it was like, you're going to go to hell. I'm afraid that you're going to burn in hell. And I'm like, I'm not that religious, so I don't really go there, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, but that's your belief. Yeah. But you make your belief what you want your belief to be.
Yeah.
I feel.
Also, Michael said, my wife was the only person that knew that I was bi until I met you. I'm assuming he met you.
Yes.
And watching you and being around you gave me the courage to be public about being bi.
Oh, well, thank you, Mike. I try. That's who I am. That's what I want. I want not only you, but others to see me and be that way. Because we really should live our life. Be happy with who you are. It doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
You know, 90% of the time, people are just going to walk away. But hello, they're going to be showing who they are and not even worry about everybody else. And I hope that that continues and just gets more of that because it's way better. You feel the energy from negativity or the hatred or the dislike or whatever. You feel that energy. That energy is in this world. And you put that out there.
And that's, you know, and that's the only thing that I can hope for, that, you know, when, you know, I'm dead and gone, the only thing I can hope for and keep a hold of, you know, is that, you know, maybe one day somewhere I'm just out being myself and it encourages somebody to be their true authentic self.
Absolutely.
Because I know, like, for me, and I tell, like, people are like, what's your driving passion? And I said, to, like, with work, I'm like, I want to be for these kids what I needed when I was that age.
Absolutely. Like, I grew up in an era, like I said earlier, you didn't hear about this shit. You didn't hear about anything. You didn't hear about abuse, physical, mental, whatever. You didn't hear about it. It didn't happen. And when it did happen, it was behind closed doors.
Yeah.
Nobody knew about it because nobody wanted people to know that they were beating their wife or beating their children or, you know, doing whatever. And that was stupid. I wish that I had somebody like you growing up that is there to show me, not just teach me, but show me how to be.
Yeah.
And who they are, who I was. Because I had to go to a bar, nightclubs, whenever I was 19, 20,
yeah,
and learn about what gay was.
Yeah.
And I just wish somebody was there to be all like, hey, this is how it is. You are who you are. Be proud of who you are.
Yeah.
Accept who you are. And show people who you are.
Yeah.
Because we live one life and one life only. And why not enjoy it and why not be yourself? Because that is being 100% with yourself.
Yeah.
And you need to be 100% with yourself. Like, depression is horrible, especially nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
And looks, oh my God. Like, teenagers nowadays and the look, like, the poor girls. But the guys, the boys are going to it too when they want to be prettier or thinner. And so they do shit just to make themselves thinner when they, shouldn't have to be like that or anything like that.
Well,
But
and
it's just
the
out
thing
there.
is there's such I don't know, there's such a push for all these girls and all these boys to be perfect and to be able to wrapped as a package with a beautiful little bow. But life isn't like that. Life is messy, and it's okay that life is messy. It's what makes us all unique and beautiful. Like I was talking to a club parent a couple weeks ago about disabilities and being different. And, she told me, she goes, I celebrate with my kids, and I've always taught them that the things that are different about them are the things that make them beautiful. And I think that's so crucial that, everyone grabs a hold of it because me as a gay man shouldn't be something that scares you. It shouldn't be something that you're like, oh God,
we're not going to make you gay. It doesn't happen.
It's, I grew up in the church and I went to the church, and I was there so faithfully. But the fact of the matter is, I've found more love and less trauma in the gay community than I did as the church, and one thing that our community holds fast to is love. And love is such a broad spectrum, but at the end of the day, all you need is love. It's, you're taught as a kid that as long as you love someone, everything's gonna be fine, so I don't subscribe to the people that say that, you can't be transgendered or you can't be gay, you're not my child. Because at a very young age, you literally have done nothing but tell your child to love and accept everybody, and not to judge. But then you tell them that they can be whatever they want when they grow up, and when they finally become their big,
who they were,
true, authentic self, you got
a problem with it.
Yeah.
Get your head out of your ass, all right? Really, you need to know that right there, for instance, for your child. We need to be accepted.
Yep.
We're not going to make you gay. Yep. We're not going to give you diseases. We're not going to be horrific to you or anybody else, for that matter. And, you just got to be open with it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean that you got to jump in my bed because, honey, I don't want you in my bed. I already got enough.
Well, and here's the thing: is you don't have to agree with somebody's lifestyle or how they live their life or who they love.
It's not your life.
You don't have to be a part of that to love them or even accept them or support them. Just giving them support that they have the right as a human to live their life the way that they want to live their life.
Yes, absolutely. Live your life. And like JoJo said, and that's the way it should be. And that's the way that you should go about it. Teach your children love and respect and, acceptance within themselves, not just, anybody else. That will go farther than, not. And it's not making your child gay or lesbian or trans or anything like that. And I don't label myself. And I say that I do, but for myself, my inner self, don't label myself.
Yeah.
I am who I am. I
Well,
love who I
The
am.
moment you put a label on something, now this is cheesy, and this. So the backstory of this is I was dating a girl who's now one of my best friends, but I was dating her, and we went through a weird patch, and like I broke up with her, and then I wanted to get back with her. But I was like, let's start something new and not put a label on it. And it's so funny, but it's so cliche. But I was like, when you put a label on something, it's got an expiration date. Like,
That makes sense.
so it's like I don't subscribe to labels either. Like,
Yeah.
and it's kindness goes a long way. Like literally,
does. It
kindness
really
in
does.
any situation. Like, so like if you have children or if you work with children or you have children in your family, the biggest thing that you can teach them is kindness, because I feel like kindness blankets everything. It's the umbrella for
everything.
all of the things.
And
Like,
that
as
makes
long
a
as you
lot of
teach your
sense.
child to be kind, they don't have to accept the gay couple down the street.
No.
They don't have to accept the Muslim,
No,
walking down the street.
they don't.
But kindness goes a long way. Like, I would rather someone be kind to me than
Why do you
come
have
up
to
me and
really
be like,
look
I
into
love
it
you so
to
much.
know that part of
Yeah.
anybody?
Yeah.
It shouldn't be there. Just be kind to each other, and that's it. Why not have more kindness than all the shit that we have?
Yeah.
It's like, it's crazy because I'm talking about the past. But yeah, I went to rehearsal because I'm gonna play next month.
Oh,
Yes.
you're gonna have to tell us about that later.
Oh my god, it's gonna be so much fun. But I went to rehearsal and I was talking about back in the day of getting married and having our wedding and living in a small town and coming from where I came from, and how things can change just within years.
Yeah.
Couple of years. Like when we first got together, we've been together 19 years this year. When we first got together, like he had his big family that we stayed with up on the hill, and I had my family that we stayed with whenever we were in town. And we'd go back and forth, my mom's and his grandparents. And so we'd go back and forth, but now most of them are gone. Like literally.
Yeah.
And we did so much within the years that we were together.
Yeah.
That's probably gonna last a lifetime.
Well,
But
it goes by so fast.
Grandma and Grandpa accepted us for who we are. They didn't judge us. They didn't go into it. They didn't want to know anything about that part, except thank you for telling me that you're gay. I still love you. I'm still gonna accept you. You still are my grandson.
Well, I think also a lot of that is generational, because
Yeah.
you got to think about it. A lot of our grandparents, like people that are grandparents' age, where they lived in a different time where it was all about peace and love and hair grease.
Yeah.
Because you can't say peace and love and hair grease without putting it all together.
Yeah.
But it's like it was just there was so much less judgment.
Yeah.
In those days, and I think about it,
Right.
It's like you come across somebody who now, mind you, I work with kids of all ages, and a lot of our teen boys, let me just tell you, they smell so bad. And their staff that talk about how they can't be in the room with them or be within 10 feet.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to think about the hippie days. If we could just go back to the peace and love days, I think that would be magical, because they didn't care what you smelled like. They didn't care if you smelled like BO.
They were all messed up anyways.
I mean, I personally like to smell good. Anybody who knows me knows that I usually smell like laundry.
I've been there and I've done it, and I smelled some teenagers. Yeah. Sorry.
They be getting sweaty, but they
I
put the
try
work
to
in to be
say,
sweaty.
hey, there's deodorant for a reason, not to be rude or anything like that, but you might already use that or try to use it.
Yeah.
Because nobody else wants to smell it.
Mm-hmm.
But that was one thing that If
But
we
listen,
smell, we had to get it back.
If you smell bad, I'm still
We
gonna
had to
have
get
love
the
for
tub,
you.
like the pan tub.
I'm still gonna give
just
you
put water
hugs and
Yes.
love you and feel
Still
the same
love
way
you.
about
We're
you.
not gonna hate you.
Because
People just
unfortunately,
think
it is what it is. People smell that,
And we don't know your story. We
Right.
don't know who you are. And there's all kinds of reasons why
Mm-hmm.
that happens. And some of it isn't good. And I feel for you, and I hope you
Well,
can.
and some of it you can't control, and a lot of
No.
people make the argument. Well, they're adults; they should know better. But also, like at the end of the day, one of the biggest things is like you don't know what their life is. You don't know how
No.
they were raised. You don't know what kind of
You
trauma.
don't.
And people deal with their trauma differently.
Exactly.
Maybe
Absolutely.
it's they stew, or
Yeah.
they have a depression nest, or
Yeah.
it's which if you don't know what a depression nest is, it's literally where you build up filth around you,
Mhm.
but it's not something that you can control
Right.
by yourself. Like
Right.
there's counseling and therapy that you can go to, but ultimately, like it has to do with how you feel about yourself on the inside, and you just create a disaster because you feel like that's what you deserve.
Yes. Absolutely. Michael,
That's right, Michael. On both accounts.
I have found that the gay and lesbian community is so much more understanding and loving than anyone else. I love you all, and I am so happy to be friends with so many of this community. I love you all.
Yeah.
And we love you too, Michael. And that's what it's about, is the love that we can give each other.
Yeah.
Because there's hate all over the world.
Mm-hmm.
We control what we love and what we hate.
Yeah. We were talking earlier about how like you don't have to understand to accept, and that's something that I had to learn. I had to learn because for me, like I think anybody should be able to live their life or be who they want.
Yeah.
But to be perfectly honest with you, like when not that it hasn't, being trans has always been a thing. That's always been a thing, but it took me a little bit longer because it was out of my norm. It was out of my realm to understand it. Like I accepted immediately because I was like, no, like they have the right. Like I don't understand it, but that doesn't mean I, can't love them. But it took me a while to, really understand. And like, I mean, there's things in the gay community that I don't understand, and it's all a learning curve, but it's all about being willing to learn.
That's it. You got to be willing to learn because things change every day.
And one of the things that like I, the way that I wrap my mind around it, and this may help some people to understand being transgendered. But like the only thing I can find to wrap my mind around it, and it was really like eye-opening and like really made me sympathize, is like people that are claustrophobic. Like all I could think about was being trapped in a room in a space that you can't get out of, almost like being buried alive.
Yeah.
And the person that you truly are is trapped on the inside. Like, and that's the best way that I can describe to, especially, cisgender straight males, like, because they don't understand it. They don't wrap their mind around it very easily. But I'm like, they feel trapped. Like they feel like their whole entire life has been a lie because the person that they really feel like they are, has been trapped inside.
Right.
Like, and it's like, so it did take me, there's things in the community that I don't understand, but that doesn't mean I'm going to treat anybody differently.
No, absolutely not. But a lot of people do. And that's bullshit,
Even within the community. Like there's
totally. Definitely within the community. And I do not understand that. Like that's not who we are. So don't push that shit off on everybody else. You can be who you are. But that's just ridiculous.
That reminds me of our friend that lives in Illinois that comes down to sing karaoke. It reminds me of her a lot because, like, I love her with my whole heart, but it was hard for Branson, like, people in Branson to accept that. Like, I've seen people be in fights over the fact that they treated her terribly, and I just love her. Like, I love her with my whole heart.
Yeah,
like,
and she's adorable.
And I don't necessarily understand the walk of life that she has to let her to where she is now, but I don't have to.
No.
I don't have to love her. Like,
but a lot of the people just got it.
Just like, people, not gonna get political, but people that voted differently than what I voted, or that, even when we had our Pride event, those
Yeah.
people that showed up to, basically preach against our
Shove it down
lifestyle,
our throat.
like I don't have to believe that
No.
the way that they're putting it out there to love them.
Exactly.
Like I'm not going to get in a fight with them or punch them in the face because they
not worth
believe
it.
that what I do is wrong. But at the end of the day, like, I'm going to kill you with kindness. Like, I'm
Absolutely.
going to show so much love that you're going to be like, wow, like,
Yeah.
that man loves people. Like, I don't understand, but, but it's just like, I get so disheartened by, people that, like, and that's not to say that I'm not going to be one that stands up on the side of the road and fights for, justice. Like, I got an email today from our Senator Eric Schmidt about how back in the day we fought so hard to abolish slavery and racism, and the message said, and DEI is a straight attack to take that all down. And I'm thinking in my mind, like, no, if anything, it's solidifying the fact that there shouldn't be racism and there shouldn't be slavery. And then at the bottom it says, click this box, yes or no, if you want to protect anti-racism. And I'm like, of course I want to protect anti-racism, but I'm not going to click yes because then you're going to assume that I am here with your rhetoric. And it's like, it's funny to me because, like, people word things in certain ways to get people's attention and be like, oh, like almost tricking them.
Mm-hmm.
And it just...
And you got to watch that. There's a lot of that around.
And, like, I mean, that's like I said, like, that's been something that I've kind of struggled with because, like, there's a certain candidate that I can't stand because they have made decisions and done things not only in their political life but in their personal life that I can't get behind. But at the same time, like, if T-Roy voted for that person, T-Roy and I are good. Like, I was just talking to this girl at work. She voted for the opposing side, but we're both grown enough to know that, we have the right to feel that way and believe that way.
Everybody's their own self. Mm-hmm. And you can't hate where hate don't belong. I mean, that's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. That's your decision. That's what you want to follow. And that's what you want to believe. That is your life.
Yeah. And, like, and even with the, and I love that this is still a thing in our life, and, like, every time we're on the podcast, we talk about the drag ban in Branson, and it's like that was honestly, like, that was a trial. Like,
my god, yeah.
I mean, yes, the Board of Aldermen room looks like a courthouse in so many ways, but it's almost like we were put on trial. And it's like we were not fighting for you to come to a drag show. We were not fighting for people to be forced or thrown in their face. We were fighting for a safe place so that people that enjoy drag shows or people that are our community have a place to go to feel love and accepted.
Just like you have a place to go.
Yeah,
to get away from whatever.
We're not telling you to stop going to church and put all the drag shows up on the stage. Yeah. Like, we're not saying that. What we're saying is we want to be able to do the same thing that you do every Sunday morning at your Sunday service, to feel loved and accepted by a higher power, whatever your higher power is. That, it's not an attack on you. It's not an attack on Christians or children for the love of
at all.
Everything great. Like, we just want to be able to have our space.
Our space. Like, you go to Springfield and Kansas City and St. Louis, we have our space. So why can't we just have a small space in Branson to have our space? Yeah. And you don't have to come and see anything. Yeah. Or go to it. Or anything like that. Yeah. But for you to be as ignorant as you are because you follow the news or the radio or all the bullshit that's all over everywhere else, that's not every place. No. And that's not every person. No. There are people out there that's horrific. Yeah. That's not who we are. Well, and that's not what drag queens are about. There are straight individuals that go and perform, that go home to their wife and family, and they live their life. It's not just trans. It's just not lesbians. It's not just gays.
Yeah.
It is for everybody. It is a performance. It is an act. It is a job. It is performing for audiences all over the world.
It's a form of art.
And it's a very big form of art. And it's a big, because a lot of them do their own dresses. They make their own wigs. They do their own shoes. You know, that right there, honey, that is art.
And like some of them heal men get up and walk in.
Oh my God.
There are so many women that tell me on a regular basis, I could never. I would break a hip. And it's so
I
funny.
love my high heels, but I've seen higher than mine.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But, you know, that's what I like to wear when I go out sometimes.
You know, and sometimes I like to throw a wrench in it, and sometimes I like to wear like a little feminine cover up with my masculine attire. Like,
absolutely.
So like it's a spectrum. Like, and here's the thing. Back in the medieval days, men wore dresses. Okay, high heels were created.
And wigs.
Yes, and wigs.
Ugly ass white wigs.
And high heels
they couldn't
were
rub
created
dirt on it
for men because I want to say it was men of authority were the ones that wore high heels because it made them higher. But it's so funny to me how like they put gender labels on things all of a sudden. Like when somebody created, you know, colors, the colors of the rainbow, if you will. Thank you, Pocahontas.
Yes.
But it's like when someone created colors, they didn't say that green is for boys or pink is for girls. Like they didn't say that. They said these are beautiful colors that you can find in nature. These are beautiful colors that you can find in the ocean. And it's like we've got so stuck in our ways that, you know, men are afraid to be too feminine. And like also in the medieval days, purple was a royal color, and only at that time only people of royalty, men and women, could wear purple. So it's like it's funny to me how we've taken things and twisted them and made them about gender when they're not about gender. Like, and people want to pick and choose what they what they preach from the Bible. But here's the thing. If if being gay is a sin, that's one thing. But all you people out here mixing your textures and mixing your patterns, like that's that is I'm pretty sure that's one of the 7 deadly sins. But we won't talk about that. We don't have to talk about that. But it's so like this world has literally set itself up for us to constantly be fighting, constantly be at each other's necks. Like, and I've been watching. There's this new show called The Frontier or something like that, and it's like it takes families that live modern lives and like have money and puts them in this property, and they have to learn how to be
survive.
A frontiersman.
Yeah,
and it's so funny to me because there's a black couple. There is I wouldn't say white, but like maybe like Indian culture. They're not. They're tan, and then you have a gay couple, 2 men and their 2 little boys.
Oh, they're gonna make it.
And it's so funny to me because like people forget that in the 1800s that there were gender roles, like, and men had to go and do all the hard work, and women stayed at home and took care of the cows and the chickens and stuff like that. But it's so neat to me to see where we've come from. Yeah. And that women weren't even like, even when it came to owning land, like women weren't allowed to have their name on the deed for the land or for a house. Like, and it's wild to me because I have so many women that are strong, independent women that I love so much, and they'll tell you they don't need a man. And they can go out there and they can support themselves and they can support their children. And I respect that.
Oh, yeah.
Coming from a household with, a single mom for at least the first half of my life. Like, I respect a woman that can do that. Like,
yeah, my mom was for most of my life.
If you're out there being a single mom and you killing it, good job, because you a
freaking
bad
go,
bitch.
girl.
Like,
You go, girl.
and I think that
You do you.
so many times, like, men are like, well, I'm a single dad, I could do that, but it's different because for so long women were oppressed, and for so long women couldn't have anything, and women have literally had to claw tooth and nail for everything that they have. So as a gay man, the one person, well, there's several. So the few people that I will jump in an instance to support is women, people of color, and people that have their own religious rights. Like, because here's the thing, like, I'm just in this little box of my own, and I live my life. But there's people that don't agree with it. But also, like, I could care less. Like, if a woman has lived her whole life in a religion where you have to cover your face, and she decides to walk out of that religion and she wants to show her face, go on ahead. Like, I have a coworker who has a sister who is sex worker, and like, for me, like, go get a girl, like, go get it. Like, I support that. You do whatever you got to do to support your own. Like, and it's like, it's just wild to me because, like, I will celebrate a woman all day, every day, especially a woman of color, and you can take that to the bank and cash. Sorry, I didn't mean to get on my independent woman.
Woo, independent woman. Yeah. So, and I understand that because my mama was independent. Like, and when her and my dad was together, she didn't know shit. Like, she didn't know nothing about the bills. He took care of all that. She was to stay at home and take care of the kids and the house and have him dinner on the table. And if not, she got beat for it. But
and not to say that that's what your dad was doing.
Pushed her to be independent.
Yeah. And
told her she could do it.
Yeah.
She did it. And she took care of those 5 kids by herself. She had her friends down the road. That was my Aunt Jeannie. She would babysit us and all that. But, she didn't know shit whenever they got divorced and he went off slutting around and doing his thing. She didn't do shit. She didn't know shit.
Yeah.
So she taught herself, how to do stuff.
Yeah.
And she did it before the divorce happened because she knew it was going to happen. And, but she wasn't always that strong. She didn't always want to fight for her freedom and or her kids. But she was being beaten so much throughout her lifetime and my lifetime, like, until they got divorced. He would just beat the hell out of her.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't do anything to deserve that. But she still got it. But it didn't happen beyond the doors.
Yeah.
Goodness no. It happened behind closed doors.
Yeah.
And, of course, that isn't happening. I feel not as much as it did then because it's not so in behind that closed door. It's out. And if you're being beaten or abused or anything like that, get the hell out of it. That's not who you're supposed to be. And you're supposed to be treated with respect.
Yeah.
Because if you treat your man with respect or your woman with respect, then you are to get that back. Period. And if not, and it comes physical, get the hell out of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Because you deserve to live your life.
Yeah.
And that is just bullshit. Pick up a fucking frying pan and hit him over the head. And be all like, come on, kids. We're getting in the freaking horse and buggy and moseying on down the road.
Yeah. Well, and another soapbox I get on with the whole, like, abusive spouse thing, like, we can acknowledge that it goes both ways. There's some relationships where women are the abuser, but it's primarily men.
Yeah.
But the thing that I can never get behind is why there's such a stigma on when you go through an abusive relationship. Why is it the woman's job to leave? Like, why is the woman the one that has to leave? Like, why can't the man leave and let her keep all the things that she worked?
Is he done? Like, clocked out done? What is it? Okay. Well, anything else you need to say?
If you're struggling with mental illness, it's a real thing. Burnout is real. If you need help, text 988 or call 988. If
Yeah.
that's too far away from you, reach out to me or reach out to T-Roy, and we would be more than happy to help you however we can help you. And we love you.
Yes, we do love you, and thank you for tuning in and watching. I hope you watch it next Thursday. I don't know exactly what's going on, and I never do. But it's going to be good. It's going to be fabulous. You never know. It might be JoJo again. We need to do a JoJo show. Like once a month.
A shoujo.
Sojo. Oh my
A
god.
shoujo.
A sojo.
We're going to do a shoujo,
Yeah,
y'all. A
sojo.
shoujo.
Once a month. Just for the shits and grins of it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I feel like, we have a good time, but we talk
We
about
do.
serious stuff.
We
Like,
do. And we need that out in this world that we live in.
We do.
So hope you tune in because it's going to be awesome. And like you said, peace and love to each and every one of you. Do not be the hater because what do I say? If you're the hater and you're hating on somebody, that
Don't
makes
be
you-
hating bitches because we ain't got too much to
If
love.
you're judging somebody, you're the judge. So look in the mirror and judge yourself and hate yourself because that's all you're going to get nowadays.
But also,
Everybody else.
love yourself and
Love
love
yourself.
others.
Love others. Peace and love to each and everybody. And we'll see you next Thursday.
Bye.
Bye. It's a commercial.
Where's that there commercial?
I don't know.
Oh no. I think I can
I'm going to fire myself.
Oh, we got a job opening.
Well,
It doesn't pay a whole lot.
not true.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for joining T. Roy and a special guest here on Everythin Yet Nothin. Tune in next Thursday at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central for another episode you won't want to miss. Until next time, be a rainbow in someone's life.
Like and follow us on Facebook at WLFE